Hey dolls, welcome to Pinkie's podcast. This episode may contain some naughty language, so if you're a delicate doll, bye bitch. But before you go, please hit like and subscribe. Thanks, honeys. Hi guys, welcome back to Pinkie's podcast. I don't know why I'm singing it. Today's episode is something a little bit different. It is Ask Me Anything. Ooh, this is going to be interesting. So I put out there on socials, ask me anything, and you literally have asked me anything. It's very, very random. So we're going to start out with a question from Ellen Durton from the ranch. She asks, who's the most famous person you have met? That is a really hard question. And that sounds really ridiculous. I've met loads of famous people, but I have met a lot of famous people. Who would you say is the most famous person, Paul, that I've met?
Mark Ronson.
Mark Ronson? Maybe. I mean, Uncle Adam's probably more famous than him. But yeah, I met Mark Ronson. I was backstage interviewing at Park Life in Manchester. This was, God, I can't remember, that bloody years ago, wasn't it? 2013 maybe. And I was the only person to get an interview with him that day because we were there for a company called Virtual Festivals, and there was actual media people there, but they were all a-holes, and they were typical media people, and obviously people don't want to speak to them. They want to speak to me because I was just being my mental self, although I probably scared a lot of people as well. But we kind of got favoured in that sense because we weren't being aggy about anything. They were just like, oh yeah, we've got Mark Ronson. And I was like, what? I was like, get the camera. So I had an interview with him, which was weird. It was cool though. He was really nice. He was definitely stoned. He was a lovely guy. I also interviewed Wretch32 that day and DJ Fresh. But my Uncle Adam is, saying meet people, he's like my family. He's passed away now, but my uncle was in a band called the Beastie Boys, and God rest him, and he passed away. And yeah, it was mental. When I was a kid and we were in America, we would hang out with them and stay at Adam D's house, and his wife was directing Crossroads with Britney Spears, which is just mind-blowing. It was really crazy. And we also stayed at a log cabin with them once. They hired out this log cabin, and it turned out it was Carrie Fisher's log cabin. Crazy. And also my brother is on the Check Your Head album cover of the Beastie Boys, and my auntie. I'm not. Haters. So yeah, that's a little weird anecdote for you there. Next question is from Kez Pendre. All right, Kez. She says, where is your favourite holiday destination? Without a doubt, Vegas, baby. It has to be Vegas. There's something for everyone. I didn't even really gamble when I was there. I think that's a kind of misconception of Vegas, that you have to be a gambler. Absolutely not. I spent all my money on shows and Victoria's Secret. That's what I did, and I fucking enjoyed it. But I saw some of the most incredible shows. The show that I saw that I would never forget is Le Rêve, which was The Dream. So it's Le Rêve, The Dream. And that was at the Wynn Hotel, and it's no longer on. But it was the only place in the world that they could do that show because they make so much money from the casinos, because it was such an expensive show to put on. But whoa, incredible. But the penultimate moment of that holiday would have been seeing the one and only Britney Jean Spears. Yes, she's been mentioned twice in this episode now. But we went to see Britney. We were sitting waiting for the show, and this thing came up on the screens, and it was if you want to upgrade your seats. And we were like, oh, but we had good seats. So we asked one of the ushers, what's this about? And she was like, oh, ma'am, no, that's the standing area. And we're like, well, we don't want to stand. We don't want to stand in the pit. So we kind of forgot about it. And then literally minutes before the show started, a guy came all suited and booted and he was like, excuse me, are you guys interested in upgrading your seats? And we were like, no, it's fine. And he's like, oh, it's just I have a VIP table available. And we were like, okay. And it was a lot of money, but it was like, they were like, you're not just paying the money. It was like, did it go towards the drinks or something? They were like, you're going to pay X amount.
For a bottle.
But for bottles, yeah. So you're not just paying money and not getting anything, just getting to sit down, you were getting drinks and stuff. And I was like, no, it's too expensive. And Paul's just like, get up. And honestly, I couldn't feel my legs. I could not feel my legs. We walked down to that seat and it was the best fecking night of my life. It was incredible. Brittany looked at me at one point and her manager walked past. It was, oh God, it was incredible. And yeah, it wasn't till a few days later, my brother was like, oh my God, Avril Lavigne and Chloe Grace Moretz were at the table next to you. And I didn't have one Scooby-Doo because I was living my best life watching Britters. So yeah, but everything about it, you do loads of walking, you get loads of good exercise. Just walking about is enough. It's incredible. Honestly, if you haven't been to Vegas, get yourself there. Places I want to visit is I want to go to Florida and I want to do Japan. But I want to go on the Hello Kitty Airlines. So yeah, there's that. Next question is from DC587. Anything in store for FHE? New music, shows, etc. Well, DC587. There's something coming, something very exciting. I don't know if I'm allowed to say. No, I can't say. Ooh. But there's things coming, babes. So keep checking the socials, FHE Music, and we've got some exciting stuff coming. You can tell by my face how excited I am. So yes, watch this space on that. And if you don't know...
You can say we've got new music first.
Oh, we have got new music, yeah. We've got new music, but we've got something else as well. And if anybody's wondering what FHE is, I've spoken about it on the podcast before, but that is mine and Paul's band, and it's like synthwave music. If you're into your 80s, you're going to love it. If you like good music, you're going to bloody love it. So go and check us out. Next question is from Yam Stoker. Hey, Yam. This is, what is your favourite song that you've ever recorded? Ooh. Do you know what? Like, sometimes it's not exactly fun recording. I wouldn't say recording is my exciting bit. I think writing the stuff is good because you're getting a vibe. And then, obviously, the gigs is my favourite bit. But recording, I say favourite, that's a weird question. Can't think. Because it's like trying to pick the favourite song. Do you know what I mean? I will say Frozen Heart was probably one of the best because it was so quick, wasn't it? We wrote it in like minutes. It was done. Sat at the coffee table, bosh, bish, bosh, bang, boom, in the can. But I mean, oh my God, we're going to have to flash up that picture of that time. It was so hot and we were recording and I ended up recording in a bikini. Do you remember that? Because it was so hot. And I can't remember what we were recording at the time. It could have been Mirror, actually. But yeah, I feel like I should just say The Heat because that's Yam's favourite song. It was actually a ringtone for a while. It's probably not anymore, but you know. So yeah, that's a kind of answer to that question, my sister. Next question is from Jojo. When did you go pink for the first time? Bloody hell. I actually can't remember what year it was, but I think we're coming up to about 16, 17 years I've been pink. It was definitely before I came up here because I was pink before I met you, wasn't I? So yeah, I think it could be like nearly 17 years. And it was funny because I went to, I don't know where it came from. I was just like, I need pink hair. Like, I'm going to have pink hair now. But I was so scared at the same time. I thought, oh my God, like, I don't want it to be too bright. I don't want it to be too dark. I don't want it to not suit me. And it was really stressful. I was blonde at the time. And I got this hair dye. And I remember even putting it on and I was like, oh, quick, wash it off. I think I'd had it on 5 minutes. And I was like, oh, God. But it started out quite like a pale pink, I would say. And then it just got brighter, honey. And yeah, there's no going back now. I'm going to be rocking this look for the foreseeable. So, yeah, nearly 17 years. Good Lord. Think how much I've spent on hair dye. What I could have bought. I could have bought a ticket on bloody Hello Kitty Airlines, couldn't I? But, you know. Somebody sponsor me for my hair dye because everyone asks me. Everyone. What is it like, Paul, when we walk down the street? Everyone's like, oh, my God, what colour have you got in your hair? So, and it's changed over the years a million times. I now mix different colours, so it's a freaking minefield. But, yeah. Somebody use me as your ambassador and I will sell the shit out of your brand, honey. Just saying. The next question is from Nespus in Boots. That's just what I say. That's not her actual, that's just her handle. But every time I see Boots, I think in Boots. Anyway, off topic. Being vegan, do you use vegan makeup? If so, any recommendations? Yes, actually, honey, I do. And you won't have heard of it because it's not a mainstream brand. Well, it is within like TV and film, like professional makeup. So it's a brand from Holland and they do not test on animals. And there are some products that they may use like honey or what was the other thing? I looked it up. But there's no... direct animal products, and they do not test on animals. They also do not sell to countries where they do test on animals. So, yeah, they're very ethical in that way. And I have used their makeup since I was, probably about 12 or 13 from doing theatre. And my mum is obviously a makeup artist and she stocks and sells the brand. But watch this space because we'll maybe have a little collab soon because I am actually thinking about stocking the brand to sell because again I get asked all the time because it's such a nice product. It's people think, oh, that's a TV and film thing, and it's not just for that. So and it's not ridiculously expensive either, and once you get the product it lasts you a really long time. So watch this space. Pinkie's products are coming soon. So, yes, how exciting. I'm so glad you asked that question. I can start promoting my makeup brand, honey. So the next question is from Bob. And she's a beautiful lady. Bob says, you have fulfilled so much in life. Oh, but what is your biggest achievement? Oh, God. I don't know. Biggest achievement, like in work, in personal, I don't know. Do you know what? Probably this business. Probably Pinkie's Emporium, doing my lives on Pinkie's Pre-Loved. I feel like it's been the first thing that's, well, actually the second thing that's been really, really well received and people supporting it, and just honestly it blows my mind every day. I would say the first thing would probably be FHE because that was a real passion project for me and Paul, and we were just sick of doing stuff for the man and for the labels, and we were like, let's do something we enjoy, and it's been really well received, so that's amazing. But yeah, achievements in business, this is pretty amazing for me because Yam keeps telling me I need to write a book, but see, if I did, I don't think you'd believe me. I've had so many different businesses, but I think business wise, this is my biggest achievement. I've achieved, like, oh my God, it sounds like blowing your own trumpet, doesn't it? Achieved so many things, but see, like competing in bodybuilding and things like that, it's like I just like to, it's not just about challenging myself, but I like to just see, well, let's have a go. Just be a yes man. See if you're interested in something. Just give it a go. Why not? Live your life, honey. But yeah, I would say that. Would you say that, Paul? Yeah, he's nodding his head. So, the next question, I don't really know how to prepare you for this question. This is from Rachel. You little shit. She put, would you rather have tongues for toes or a toe for a tongue? Think on that for a second. So let's dissect this, okay? So if you've got tongues for toes, can you taste your shoes? Do you know what I mean? You could still walk because it is a muscle, couldn't you? You're going to be a bit balance. Yeah, it'd be challenging, but possible, doable. You'd work it out. But I think
Putting a sock in your mouth, though.
putting a sock in your mouth. Oh, that's what I mean. But then at least if you had a tongue in your mouth, you can still taste stuff because it's your tongue, isn't it? I suppose half your tasting stuff is smell, though, isn't it? As well. So, but I would not want a toe in my mouth. I can't. Imagine a nail. Ugh! A nail in your mouth. Oh, God. Do you know what that reminds me of? I'm going to go majorly off topic. I've just got to tell you this. When I was at college and I was doing beauty therapy, we'd have public salon. And I remember I was doing a manicure and the pedicure stations were opposite us. But the therapist, like the beauty therapist, we would be facing each other. So the clients had the back to each other. And the girl opposite, like we were all talking in the room. And we had... You know those nail clippers, but you go sideways. You don't clip the nail like this. You kind of go sideways on. And she clipped this woman's toenails. Oh, God, just thinking about it makes me feel sick. And this toenail, this clipped toenail, like flew in the air and stuck to the beauty therapist's lip gloss. And it was rank. And I remember sitting there going, because I'm literally looking at her going, oh my God. And she was like, don't know what to do. And the woman was kind of oblivious, but we were like, oh my God, it was so bad. I remember she took it off and she had a bit of cheese on her lip. So no, I'm sorry, no toes near your mouth. Oh my God, that could be a whole nother episode, you know, like the beauty therapy stories. And like, I'm gonna have to I need to get my mum on because there's such a funny story. There's too many funny stories to be quite honest, but yeah. We need to get her on to talk about that. So yeah, Rachel, thanks for that really hideous, like, graphic thing I've just had to think about. But I would say tongues for toes. Because I wonder as well, this is such an in-depth question, because I wonder as well, see, like you can taste with your tongue, but would you get the full sensation because your feet can't smell? They can't smell things. And half your taste is your smell, isn't it? Paul's just looking at me blankly now. He's like, you are going way too in depth with this question. But anyway, that's what people love. That's what people love about me. Or I like to think so. So have you got any questions for me, Paul? Any questions? Anything?
When did you realise that you're a little brat?
When did I realise I was a little brat? Well, when I met you, honey.
I know it.
Yes. That's when I took it to a whole nother level. You got to push the boundaries. See if they're willing to do it. You push it, honey. You keep going. Yeah, that's my answer to that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have more questions, just send them, mate. I'm an open book. I'll answer anything. Anything. Although I did not put some questions in. No, I did. I put all the questions that you've sent me, I have answered. So yeah, get your questions in. We're going to do more of these episodes. We're also going to get Paul back in because I feel like, yeah, he's such an in-depth character. You all want to know. You all want to know what he's got going on, honey. So yeah, thank you for listening, everyone. Send me your questions and I will see you next time.